In this second video, we'll focus on community work, what it is, how it is defined, and the values that underpin it in the Australian context. Community work is at the heart of community services practice. Whether you work in family services, youth work, aged care, disability support, or homelessness services, you will be engaging in community work in some form. This video will help you understand how community work differs from individual casework and why it plays such a vital role in promoting well-being, inclusion, and social justice. Community work involves working with communities rather than doing things to communities or for them. This approach recognizes that communities already have knowledge, strengths, and resources. The role of the community worker is to support people to identify their own needs, participate in decision-making, and take collective action. For example, instead of designing a program for a community worker might facilitate community meetings where residents identify priorities and help shape the service themselves. The United Nations defined community development in 1948 as a process that promotes social and economic progress through the active participation of the community. This definition highlights a key idea. Lasting change happens when communities are involved in shaping solutions, rather than having solutions imposed on them. In Australia, this principle is reflected in initiatives such as community-led health programs, Aboriginal community control organizations, and local neighborhood renewal projects. Rothman and Minkler describe community work as a process where communities identify shared problems, mobilize resources, and take collective action. For example, a local council may partner with residents, youth workers, and schools to address youth disengagement by developing community-led after-school programs or safe recreational spaces. In this approach, the community is not seen as the problem, but as part of the solution. Weil, Reich, and Ulmer emphasize community work as a pathway to social justice and systemic change. This perspective recognizes that many social issues such as homelessness, poverty, or discrimination are not caused by individual failure, but by broader social and economic structures. In Australia, community advocacy for affordable housing, disability rights, or equitable access to healthcare reflects this systems-focused approach to community work. In Australia, community work is closely connected to the welfare system. Community workers often help people navigate complex systems such as Centrelink, public and community housing, mental health services, and the National Disability Insurance Scheme, or NDIS. This work is carried out across both government services and non-government organizations, or NGOs, including charities, community health organizations, and specialist support services. Community workers perform a wide range of roles. These include advocacy, such as supporting a client to challenge an unfair Centrelink decision, support, such as providing emotional assistance during times of crisis, and coordination, which involves linking people to appropriate services. For example, a community worker may assist a newly arrived migrant family to access healthcare, enroll children in school, connect with English language classes, and build social networks within the local community. Community work takes place in many different settings. These include neighborhood centers, homelessness services, youth services, aged care organizations, and disaster recovery programs. For example, after bushfires or floods, community workers often play a key role in supporting affected communities by coordinating relief services, providing emotional support, and assisting with long-term recovery planning. Community work is guided by strong ethical values. Core values include respect for diversity, empowerment, inclusion, and social justice. These values guide everyday practice such as respecting client choice, promoting self-determination, and challenging discrimination or inequality. As future community services professionals, these values will shape how you work with individuals, families, and communities. In the next video, we'll bring these ideas together by looking at community work in action within Australia's welfare system. We'll explore real-world examples of how community workers support people, advocate for change, and strengthen communities in practice. As you move on, think about how the values and approaches discussed in this video align with why you chose to study community services.